Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna. So, first things first, we're going to talk trash. We're going to talk about all the stuff that belongs in your brown trash cart. I'm going to talk about four of the items pictured here because I think they're the most relevant to you guys since they're items that you'll probably find a lot in your school, at home, in your house, or your apartment, or even at places like the mall or restaurants. So, the first one is in the top left corner. That is a bag of chips. So, when you're done eating your Fritos, Doritos, Cheetos, Takis, what color is the bag inside? You're probably thinking it's silver, and that's true. So you have a silver lining inside of your chip bags. That's called foil. The foil inside of the chip bags is not recyclable. So that's why we want all of your chip bags in the trash. When we try to recycle foil, it does not melt properly and it can actually stick to all of our machines. So it's a really, really big problem. So that's why we ask that you throw chip bags in the trash. The next one I'm going to talk about is in the top right corner, and that is a candy wrapper. So, lots of you probably eat lots of candy, cookies, beef jerky, all that yummy, delicious stuff, and you have all these wrappers left over. All of those wrappers should go in the trash. Remember how I said we can't recycle the chip bags because they don't melt right? Well, it's the same thing for these candy wrappers. The thin plastic wrapper actually just turns really sticky, almost like a piece of gum, and then it sticks to our recycling machines and it breaks them. So we do not want that to happen. The next one is down below that. That is a broken toy. So lots of you probably have broken toys at home. We want you to throw them in the trash if you can't fix them. The reason is, think about your toys. They're probably made of hard plastic, rubber, screws, gears, springs, batteries, all that stuff can break my recycling machines. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen, so you should throw them in the trash. Now, the last one, you've probably been staring at it the whole time, diapers. Diapers should always go in the trash. The reason is, aren't diapers dirty and stinky and gross? That's the exact reason why we don't want them in the recycling bin, because all that nasty stuff can get all over my good recycling and then it makes it ruined. So you want to make sure you do your part and throw all the dirty diapers from maybe your younger siblings, throw them in the trash. So where do we take all of your trash? Your trash ends up in a place called a landfill. The landfill is like the city's giant trash can where we bury all of your trash. So I'm going to show you how it works in this picture. This is as if I cut the landfill in half. So first things first, we dig a hole about 100 feet deep, so that's like 10 stories down. Then we line it with a thick layer of clay. That's that orange layer that you see there. That's almost like cement. Then a thick plastic liner. So the plastic liner almost acts like a giant trash bag to keep everything in place because we do not want trash to end up where it doesn't belong. Next, we put some pipe systems in place. So you probably see the white pipes running along the bottom. That's for something called leachate. So leachate is a very funny word. It's actually just a fancy word for garbage juice. So think about it. If you've ever had a garbage bag, you were taking out the garbage and you had that garbage leak on you with some icky, gross stuff. It's the same thing in the landfill. You get lots of garbage juice, and we collect it because we want to protect that blue stuff down at the bottom, the aquifer. San Antonio gets all its drinking water from the Edwards Aquifer. Do you think we want garbage juice in our drinking water? No, we do not want garbage juice in our drinking water. So we collect it to make sure that you only have nice, clean water to drink. Next, we'll collect something called methane. So that's that orange pipe that you see there. Methane is a greenhouse gas, and it comes from all this organic stuff breaking down in the landfill. It's really nasty stuff that causes air pollution. So what we do is we actually capture the methane and turn it into electricity to power your homes. And so that way you only have nice, clean air to breathe. Finally, you can see the garbage truck dumping out the trash and the bulldozer running it over, making it flat like a pancake. And he does that so we can fit as much trash as possible in there. San Antonio has over 1 million people living here, so I'm sure you can imagine we're making lots and lots and lots of trash. So we really want to make sure we can save room in the landfill. That's why we really want you guys to recycle and to use that green cart. Speaking of the green cart, we're going to talk about what goes in there next. There's three categories of items that belong in the green cart. The first one being yard waste. So you can see it down in the bottom, all the leaves and the branches. You can also put grass, dead plants in the green cart, stuff from your front yard or your backyard. The next one is food waste. So if you're at home and you're eating an apple, do you eat the whole apple? Probably not, right? You probably have the core left over, the stem, the seeds. You can throw your apple cores, orange peels, eggshells, banana peels, all that stuff inside of the green organic cart. And the last one is one that a lot of people don't know about, so it'd be really awesome if you could share this with your parents. But the last one is food soiled paper. So that's like the stuff that you see pictured on top of the leaves. You have that greasy pizza box, those greasy fast food bags, dirty napkins, dirty takeout boxes. When you're done eating all your yummy stuff from like McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, usually all that stuff's dirty, right? We can't recycle that dirty paper, but we want you to throw it inside of the green organics cart because we can turn everything in that green cart into compost. All that stuff we throw in a big pile, we add sunshine, water, some bacteria, and they churn it up and turn it into compost. Compost is like dirt, but it's super dirt. It's really nutritious and good for plants, and it can help your gardens grow really strong and really beautiful. So, how many of you have seen this symbol before? I'm sure all of you have seen it somewhere, either on a recycle bin, your recycling cart, recycle trucks, billboards. That's our recycle symbol, and that can tell you if you can recycle something or if it's been recycled in the past. And those three words around the recycle symbol, those are our three R's. The three R's are very important because they can help make sure that we keep our environment safe, clean, and help make San Antonio beautiful. So the first one is reduce. Reduce means to make less, and that's actually our number one important 3R. It's the first one that we say. Making less trash is the first step to keeping San Antonio nice and clean. The next one is reuse. Reuse means to use something over and over again. So you may have a reusable bottle. Your parents may use reusable grocery bags when they go shopping. The last one is recycle. So recycling means to take something old and turn it into something new. So every single thing that you throw in your blue recycle cart gets turned into new items like new bottles, new paper, new clothes, new shoes, new toys, new playgrounds. Lots of new stuff can be made from recycled material. So, what can be recycled? These are the core four items that belong in your blue recycle cart. The first one is paper in the top left. Paper includes things like magazines, newspaper, coloring paper, milk cartons, egg cartons, and cardboard boxes. The next one's plastic on the top right. So plastic's pretty easy. That's stuff from your kitchen and your bathroom. So like water bottles, juice bottles, shampoo and lotion bottles, even things like butter and yogurt containers. The next one down below that is cans. That's also pretty easy, right? So food cans, drink cans, even spray cans can go inside of the recycle cart as long as those spray cans are completely empty and the little plastic piece is taken off. Last but not least, we have glass. So glass has a very special rule. Glass can only be recycled if it had food or drink in it when you bought it. So that would be things like pickle jars, jelly jars, salsa jars, soda bottles, but that's not things like mirrors or windshields or even things like your eyeglasses. It's very important that before you recycle anything, you want to make sure it's clean. You want to rinse out everything with a little bit of water, and that's to help prevent contamination. Contamination is this. If you don't rinse out your stuff or when you throw the wrong things in the wrong cart, your pile can look something like this. There's food everywhere, there's dirty diaper. All that recyclable stuff becomes no good if it has too much food waste or anything that doesn't belong. We want your piles to look like this. So in this pile, you only see paper, clean plastic, clean glass, Clean food jars. You want to make sure that your pile looks like this. You don't see any dirty spaghetti sauce, you don't see dirty diaper, you don't see leftover food. It's a nice, clean, recyclable pile. So one of the last things I'm going to cover is why we should recycle. So we want to recycle to conserve our natural resources. Natural resources are things that come from Mother Nature and planet Earth. The first one we're going to talk about is wood. So wood makes all of your paper material, but do we want to chop down every tree to make all of our paper? No, we want to keep our trees because that helps make oxygen. It's habitat for little critters like squirrels and birds. So we want to recycle our paper. The next natural resource is oil. Believe it or not, oil makes all of your plastic materials. Now, oil is non-renewable, so that means it takes a really long time to replenish it. We can't replenish it in our lifetimes, so it's very important that we recycle all of our plastic materials. The next natural resource is rocks and minerals, which actually make all of your soda cans and your food cans. Rocks and minerals are also considered non-renewable because they take thousands and thousands of years to form. Think back to when you learned your rock cycle. That's why we ask you to recycle all of your cans. And last but not least, I'm sure a lot of you know this, sand makes all of your glass materials. Sand also takes a really long time to form, so we ask that you recycle your glass. Cans and glass are actually two items that can be recycled an infinite amount of times, so we really ask that you recycle all of your cans and glass material. So how can we help make sure that San Antonio stays nice and clean and that we save space in our landfill? That's by refusing single-use plastic. What is single-use plastic? Those are plastic items that you use just once and then you throw away. So pictured here are some that you probably see all the time, like plastic forks and knives, paper plates, plastic water bottles. What you can do instead is use reusable items. So here you have pictured some items that we prefer. Things like reusable coffee containers, reusable water bottles, reusable plates, forks, and knives. Another really awesome thing we can do to help save space in the landfill and make less trash is upcycling. Upcycling is a creative way of reusing objects. It's like recycling, but you do it yourself. So in these pictures, we have some food cans that got turned into pencil containers. We even have a purse that was made from juice boxes. So some of you may have used a shoe box and turned it into a school project or a diorama. That's a really awesome example of upcycling. So if you've done that before, that's really cool. And lastly, we want nothing good in the garbage. So all of you are growing, you're getting taller, stronger, faster. You may be growing out of your clothes. Some of you may have toys that are still good, but you just don't want anymore. All those good toys, good clothes, good shoes could go to someone who can still use them. We don't want them in the trash, so we ask that you donate them or try to sell them in a yard sale or a garage sale. Thank you for joining me today in my talk about recycling in our department.